Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So like I mentioned in the last channel update video, I'm still just going to be getting caught up on Shonen Jump chapters as they drop. But I think I can now conclusively say video read-throughs will be on hiatus at least for November. Do watch the channel update for like more information on like why and stuff. But like I mentioned in that video, please do everything you can to continue supporting Palestine. Whether it's retweeting posts, videos, whatnot on social media, whether it's attending protests, if you can do that safely, please do. Join in on those. Make your voice heard. If you can, call your senators. Mail them, whatever. Ask them to call for a ceasefire, not humanitarian pauses, an actual ceasefire. Keep the pressure up on them because we cannot just sit here and watch this genocide happen without doing anything to stop it and without bearing witness to what's going on. But like I mentioned, the channel update video I did will have resources and links you can look at if you want to get more educated on this topic, or if you want to find ways you can kind of help support Palestinians right now. I'll also link those resources in the bottom of this video as well. But please do go give that a watch. I think it is a very important video, especially with regards to the channel. With that said, like I mentioned, we are going to get into the Shonen Jump stuff today. So I just finished recording the video for Goku Rakugai. So we're going to get around to Akane-Banashi in just a second here. I also want to mention, as always, if you do like this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, it really does help me with YouTube's algorithm to kind of promote these videos. If you press those buttons, because it lets YouTube know, hey, these videos are worth promoting. It helps me reach a wider audience. So if you'd like to do that, that would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let us dive into it with Akane-Banashi Story 85, My Plan, with Rakugo supervision by Keiki Haishiya, story by Yuki Suenaga, art by Takamasa Moe, with translation by Stephen Paul, and lettering by Sneer Aron. So we have, what is this? The traditionalists who seek to protect the standards of Rakugo culture. The reformists who bring change to the methods of rank promotion, among other things. So you have the Rakugo Federation, which has Chocho, little eyebrow, lightning eyebrows, whose name is, let me just look this up quickly, Moroku Kashiwaya, and also Mr. Blocky Forehead, dude Enso Sanmate. You have those on the Rakugo Federation side. And you have the Arakawa School, which is Isho, the dude we met in the last chapter, whose name continues to escape me. Give me a second. So you have Isho on that side. You also have Zensho Arakawa. You have Iken Arakawa. And you have, who's the guy that was introduced last chapter? I cannot remember his name. We'll get around to it when we get to the chapter. But yeah, you have them on the Arakawa School. And you have their ideals are opposed to one another. And if you exclude Master Shiguma, who plays a moderate role, the major figures of these sides have not met in person for the last 7 or 8 years. And the streak is broken. What is Reporter Bro's name? Sorry, give me a second here. Why can I not see you, Reporter Bro? Kashio. Why is this doing this to me? But yeah, you see Chocho just like banging on the door with hey, come on, Tainoji, don't hide from me, I just want to talk, hear me out. And Reporter was like, and the streak is broken like this? It's like they're fighting like kids. And you hear a knock, 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 and Chocho's like, huh? And he's like, 3 knocks is a sign that he doesn't want a meeting, and he's supposed to do an interview soon too. And Chocho's like, so tell me, you don't want to talk, use your words. He's like, is it seriously this hard to have a conversation without an interpreter? And he's like, listen, I met Shinoji's girl the other day. And you see Mr. Sourface just like reacting with surprise. And then you see him just like opening the door with a creak. It's like, so that got your interest, huh? It's like, so tell me, Tainoji, you still think Shinoji's expulsion was your fault? And you have Kaisei going, yes, is it Kaisei? What the fuck is Snake Bros? Or Fox-Eyed Bro's name. Karashi. I don't know why I can never remember his names. The Karashi's like, yes, it's exactly what I think. This barely even qualified as a plan. If you told us about it beforehand, we could have fixed it, maybe. And Asuka was like, I'm sorry. And Akane's like, but we got a good response this time. As long as people listen to the performances, they're going to realize what a good event it is. And Kaise, why do I keep saying Kaise? Karashi's like, Anni-san, I know you said it's against the rules to promote a Zenza event, but are you sure we can't talk about this on social media? And Asuka was like, my master might let us get away with it, but because I made a spectacle of myself already, I can't afford to make him look any worse. Sorry. And Akane's like, Anni-san. And Karashi's like, so it's possible, but you prefer not to. It's clear that the strategy of using friends and family doesn't have legs. They're not repeat viewers. I'll see him at the big debut next. I came out, I did my part. And Akane's like, yeah, but once they listen to the performance... And Karashi's like, you've got the wrong idea. The rule in entertainment is that what seems good smells better or sells better than what is good. The quality is a given. We need to think about what will get them to watch us. And Akane's like, it's like I didn't have any answer for him. After a while, I couldn't even tell what he was saying. So considering the characteristics of each event in marketing terms, we're looking at what we want as impressions. It's like all the Anni-sans held their own shows. To be a Rakugoka, you also need some skill as an event promoter. So all that aside, what am I supposed to do now? And yeah, but don't be such a baby. Be empty. This is back to her thinking of Shiguma telling her, be empty-headed. Back when they're doing the festival event. It's like, tighten the loincloth of your heart. It's like, empty my head. Be more stupid. It's like 2 weeks since the first study event already, huh? It's like, why is she holding out on us? And you have a whoa now. It's like, meet up. I got a good idea. It's like, what idea? It's like, now hold your horses. It's like, we can use the Rakugo Cafe at 4 p.m. on the 21st. So come by then and we'll talk. And Asuka was like, I wonder what plan she came up with. It's like, it's going to be infantile. Don't get your hopes up. And if we want a plan, I already have several to use. He pulls out like a bunch of documents with like these little sticky notes on them. It's like, so I'll ignore her idea and we'll move ahead with mine. And she's like, oh, you're here. Thanks for showing up. Yeah. Akane just in like a little tanuki suit. With a din. It's like, I was worried because you were running late. You see Karashi. And I was like, out just in complete shock. Be like, huh? You? Why? What is that? So what does it look like? It's like, I'm Tanugon the Tanuki. It's like, Tanugon? It's like, if there's one animal that shows up most in Rakugo, it's the Tanuki. So I got my friends to help me make this suit. It's like, oh, that explains it. It's like, wait, no it doesn't. Why did you make Tanugon? It's like, isn't it obvious? If you want to draw an audience, you need Kigurumi suits. And if you perform Rakugo in these, we're sure to draw a crowd. Like, he's like, is she serious? And I was like, Karashi? It's like, I didn't know it would be this infantile, but now that she's taken it this far, maybe it'll work? It's like, this is the kind of thing that goes viral. It's like, Karashi! It's like, we can talk about it after. Here! It's like, I made enough for you too. Go ahead and get changed. And you have a what? And you see the lady proprietor just like taking pictures like, eek! Because like the animals that show up the most in Rakugo are Tanuki, fox with Karashi and the fox, and Asuka and horse! It's like, this is my plan, the Rakugo Zoo! It's like, what do you think? Perfect strategy, right? It's like, my pompadour became the horse's snout. Karashi's like, wait a minute. What am I doing? He just like takes the disguise off. It's like, first I struggled to fill out a 50 cap spot, now I'm a fox? It's like, talk about a contrast with their side. And you see Arakawa Generation, Arakawa New Breeze, with Kaise, Hikaru, Koguma, and what the hell ever Afro Bro's name was. Give me a second. Yuzen. Doing a show. It is Hikaru, right? Sorry, give me a second here. Where is the names? Why do I never see this stuff? Yeah, alright. And you see Hikaru's like phone just lighting up with the... Oh no, you see Hikaru listening to music with the White Bank Eagles. It's like, will the performers move up to the wings now, please? And Hikaru's like, coming. It's like, my purpose was completed after the selection round. I wasn't interested in this 4-person event. The others are all superior to me. I'm the big draw meant to attract an audience. Nothing more, nothing less. But none of that means... I just thinks back to Akane being like, Hikaru, you're not going to quit Rakugo, are you? It's like, I won't rise to the challenge. It's like, we now present to you 4 young performers from the next generation of the Arakawa School, the Arakawa New Breeze. Alright, so I guess some quick thoughts about this chapter. So yeah, again, I like that we're kind of getting like a little bit more kind of detail and focus on kind of the background stuff. So I get a little bit of a tease with, Chocho being like, oh, do you think, what was her father's name? Sorry, give me a second. Oh, what the hell can I not remember her father's name? Shinta. Do you think Shinta's expulsion from the Arakawa school was your fault? So we got a little bit of like a tease set up with that. So I'm curious just to see like what's going to happen with that, like the development with that. I love that the major focus of this chapter is kind of again giving like insight into like the background and like the amount of effort, like hard work it takes to actually establish and make a career as a Rakugoka. Especially when you're limited by like things like, you can't use social media to kind of like promote yourself. You have like all these restrictions placed on you, like, how are you going to promote yourself and grow your audience if you're not allowed to use like, all these avenues of promotion that are available to you. So like for putting out like the focus on like, you have to be really, really creative to kind of make it in this field, and you have to kind of think outside the box to be able to kind of, sustain a career. So I love again the focus on like, how most people think like, oh, it must be easy. It must be easy being a performer. And the series is kind of like giving us the insight to be like, no, it's actually kind of like takes a lot of hard work and effort to make a career out of this. So really, really appreciate that. On the one hand, I'm like, Akane being like dressing up as a mascot is like, all right, this is so out of left field. Like, I don't even know what to do with this. But on the other hand, it kind of makes sense. Like, mascot suits are kind of memorable and make an impression. So it's a good way to kind of build up word of mouth and get like interest on your performances and stuff, because it will stand out to people being like, what the hell's with these Rakugo performers performing in a suit. And I think it also does present an interesting challenge in that regard of like, it's already hard kind of like emulating like all these different characters when you're on stage. But I think it makes it infinitely harder if you're going to try to do a performance in a suit, which is almost more restrictive as well, where you can't really see kind of like your body movements and things. So you kind of have to make your movements and like everything else more exaggerated to kind of compensate. So it'll be interesting to see like how Akane's kind of got like overcome that limitation. But yeah, really looking forward to that. I did really love it. I love Karashi being like, what the hell is this? Like, I expected something wild, but this was even beyond what I expected. So I really enjoyed that. Interesting also to see like Hikaru being like, I achieved my goal with the selection round. I did what I wanted to do. Like, what's next from here? So it'll be interesting to see like what happens with this performance. She's going to be inspired again to kind of find a new goal. So looking forward to that. So like I mentioned in the beginning, if you like this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, please do check out the channel update video if you haven't already. Till next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you all later.